So I've decided to start an art business. Do I know what I'm doing? Of course I don't. Am I gonna do it anyways? You sure betcha I am. I've been thinking about starting a small art business for a while now, but instead of actually starting it, I've just been overthinking. Like a lot. So much so that I give myself depression and anxiety sometimes. I'm scared that no one will buy the things that I create, or even worse, they call me an imposter or a fake artist. Those are very real fears, but today I'm putting all of those fears and thoughts aside, and I'm going to attempt to make my own business plan. And by business plan, I mean randomly listing thoughts and ideas and just hoping they make sense and that they'll actually work. I really want to turn my dreams into a reality, so let's figure this out and do me all a favor and let's pretend like I know what I'm doing. I recently got this coloring book at a craft store. It's filled with lots of cute quotes and important things to remember, like it's okay to take breaks and to also take care of yourself. So I'm just going to be casually coloring and calming my mind while I talk about big girl things like the future. I know, scary. Okay, first things first. Why do I even want to start this business? For me, this question is very complex and yet so simple at the same time. In a future video, I'll go into more depth behind everything, but one of the biggest reasons for me is because I love creating and making things. I've always done it for as long as I could remember. Crafting and making things was a coping mechanism for issues at home. It was a distraction, and we were always poor, so if I wanted something, I had to make it. I became really good at solving all sorts of problems with my crafts. So I want to let my imagination run free and wild and turn all of my ideas into actual products that people can own and connect with as I did when I was a kid. I love the idea of making characters that feel relatable, ones that people can look at and go, that's literally me, or I've been there before. So if you ever felt like an anxious, depressed mess, I got you. I also want to make things that inspire me and are cute. Of course, this is just one side of me, so I also kind of want to see what the dark, negative parts of my brain come up with too. I feel like a lot of us swallow those feelings and thoughts down or keep them to ourselves. But maybe they just need an outlet. So I'm interested to see the kinds of things I create, which brings us to what kind of products am I going to make? I struggle with this the most because I love crafting and it's hard for me to pick a certain craft or medium to sell. So I'm going to attempt to do it all and just see what happens and adjust accordingly. I'm very much aware that I'm only one person, but I currently don't have an audience or customers, so I'm just going to take advantage of that as much as I can by creating as many different products as I can with my own two bare hands. I know a lot of people freak out about not having an audience, but I see it as more time to create and freedom to make mistakes and change things. I'm hoping this business will grow and flourish beyond what I can create. A girl can only hope. The first thing I really want to start on is turning my art into prints and stickers. I want to do both character work and maybe some food. I've recently had a lot of fun drawing food, but doing prints and stickers seem fairly easy to make and produce at home. I then want to take these drawings and turn them into clay figures, charms, and keychains, which I'm so excited for. But I am by no means a master artist or creator. So we will see how all of this goes. I don't really have much of a portfolio, so a girl is starting everything literally from scratch. I also have an embroidery machine, so I want to eventually embroider my designs on clothing and branch out into other kinds of products as well. I want my shop to be filled with lots of cute things that have a story when you look close enough. I want the characters I create to feel like they have their own little world, their own quirks, and something that makes people connect to them. Kind of like when you see a character and think, wow, that's literally me. I want them to feel extra special, whether it's because they are relatable or maybe because it's so cute you just had to have it, or they inspired a spark of creativity. I already have one character idea that I want to turn into a sticker, mini print, and clay figure. I'm super excited for it. A part of me wants to tell you, but a part of me wants to keep it a surprise. But I also want to tell someone so bad. I have no clue what the end product is going to look like, so I'm kind of scared to share that, but that's what's so fun about art sometimes. You have an idea and you bring it to life, but you never truly know what the outcome's going to be. I want my brand to be fun, cute, slightly unhinged, and very, very relatable. I struggle with the side of myself that loves cute, aesthetical things, but then there is this other part of me that loves unhinged things or even dark things and concepts as well. I am excited to see what I can create, giving myself the power to create and bring life to emotions, concepts, and things. I don't want to set anything in stone because what happens when I start creating and realize the certain things I'm drawing or creating isn't me. So I'm probably going to be trying on multiple different outfits till I find out what I really like and what my style is. I want my style to be recognizable, but maybe that is just the part of my brain that's screaming at me to be unique, when it's literally impossible to do that when it comes to art and style. You can draw cats, and I can draw cats too. But I have no clue who I am really. I feel like I'm always changing and the person I am today is not the same person as I was yesterday. So just like y'all, I'm also in the dark about what I'm going to create because my brain is crazy sometimes and you never know what to expect next. Brains are kind of weird like that. So apparently running an art business isn't just about making cute-ish things. It also involves businessy things like shipping, taxes, and money. I need to figure out the whole actually selling things part too. So there's a lot of things I still need to research like shipping, packaging, shop platforms, and oh yeah, money. Because I can't just buy a bunch of supplies and hope for the best. Or can I? Just kidding. I already did that. I'm a crafter and I have so many different hobbies that I just buy everything anyways. Which sounds like it's not a good habit to have, but I've been building my crafting supplies ever since I've been able to make and spend my own money. So I actually don't really have to buy that much. I'm a craft supply hoarder after all, so I might as well put the supplies to good use and try to build a living and community off of my work. I'm considering platforms like Etsy or Shopify, but I'll figure that out once I have products ready to go. I honestly think it all really depends on how big my audience is. Shopify is good for those who already have an audience because you have to generate your own traffic. I just really wish there was a better platform other than Etsy. I'm not a huge fan of Etsy as a selling platform. They take a huge cut of sales and you don't really get to build a brand. You're mostly known as a random seller on Etsy. If someone asked where they got something, it'd be, oh, I got it from Etsy. Etsy did not make those items. I did. So with Etsy, I have like a huge identity crisis, but I also know I gotta do what I gotta do. So Etsy will never be a permanent option for me if I do start out there. So here's my plan. Step 1. Start designing and creating lots of art, designs, and concepts for characters. Hopefully in this stage, I'll be able to figure out what I like and don't like and just see what sticks. Step 2. Attempt to turn everything into actual physical reproducible products like print stickers and clay figures without everything looking cursed or like a preschooler did it. Step 3. Pretend I know what I'm doing until I actually do. You know, sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it. And hopefully at some point I'll have an actual art shop open with several products that I'm happy with and I'm proud to share with the world. I'm really hoping they won't be a collection of half-finished projects. I know we all have a pile of those, and you're lying if you say you don't. After that, I'm gonna pray and hope that people like it and will want to buy it. Then, if I'm real lucky, I'll get to quit my job and create art full-time. I know that might take a while, it could take years, and that's okay. Of course, I don't want it to, but you can't predict the game of life and the things it has in store for you. And this probably was not the business plan y'all were hoping for, but this stuff is hard to plan because art does take time. And again, I don't really know what I'm doing. All I know is that I want my shop to be an extension of me and my character. I know I'm not the only artist to sell all of these things, but I know there's only one of me, so I'm going to use that to my advantage. So, if you've ever wanted to start something big or creative but felt overwhelmed, just know that you're not alone. I'm figuring this out in real time, clearly, and I'll be sharing all the ups, downs, and hiccups and slightly chaotic moments along the way because I have no clue what I'm doing at all. Just like this coloring page, I know I'm sure to make some mistakes along the way, but I'm going to continue to forge my own life path regardless of the road bumps ahead. I mean, I literally film everything in my closet and I live in a house full of people, but I'm going to make it work somehow, some way, so bear with me while I'm still figuring things out. I barely understand this platform, but then again, I also barely understand myself, so that's not really saying much. Let me know down in the comments if you have an art business or are wanting to start an art business. I want this community to be all about supporting one another and helping build each other up. I would love to follow you on your journey and maybe we can become like journey buddies or something. But if you're curious about what's next, you can follow along on the journey because things are about to get serious. I'll hopefully see you on the next one. Love y'all. Bye!